One thing that I wish people invested more into when they are trying to improve their health, improve their fitness, whatever. I wish people took their environment more seriously. I wish people factored it in and understood that the hardship that they're experiencing in their health or their inability to see the next level in their fitness, a lot of it stems from your environment. A lot of it stems from who you kick it with and who you hang out with. I know. It sounds boring. And for the people who think it's boring, this is why you are stuck, because you want this spontaneous, exciting solution to pop up and fall into your lap, when really it is the most simple, mundane changes that happen in your day-to-day life that you're immune to and that you've normalized and that you've been blinded by because it's part of you. You've consumed it for so long that your ability to see that the issues lie there is non-existent. Most people's issues are their friends and their environment, because those people aid them and are active and willing participants in things, in activities, in events, in behaviors and habits that are completely unaligned with what they say they want to accomplish with their health and fitness. There's not a match. There's no compatibility there. What am I saying? No, I'm not saying for you to cut people off permanently. I'm not saying for you to kick people out of your life. I'm telling you to set some boundaries. That's what I'm telling you to do. Set some boundaries. You know what a really good indicator is of someone who's ready to actually grow up and grow and develop? They start setting boundaries. They start saying no. They start saying, you know what? I'm sick of this. I can't do this with you guys anymore. I love you guys, but I need you to love me and support me in this lifestyle change that I'm participating in. That's what people who are ready do. And then you have a level of people, and it's rare, I call them wolves. Wolves are people who don't mind doing it by themselves. They are a very rare breed, because these people are willing to walk alone. They'll do whatever it takes, and they don't need an audience. They don't need a lot of people around them, but that's not the general population. Most people need support. They need a support system. And you can hoot and holler all day about how your issue is lack of motivation. Motivation is not something that arrives and falls into your lap. Motivation is something that you create. So it's a result and byproduct of being proactive, not reactive. So you're sitting there waiting on it. And the reason why you don't have it is because you're waiting for it when you should be creating it, when you should be developing it. And the way you create that is by being proactive, taking the first step, whether you're sad, angry, tired, not hopeful. You still have to do all those emotions are super understandable. All those emotions are human emotions. Our emotions 10 times out of 10 aren't the issue, or they're not the wrong thing. It's what we do with our emotions and how we act and operate out of them is what gets us in trouble. Being angry is a human emotion, but that's not what gets people in trouble. It's what they do with their anger. There are some people who become smarter from being angry. What will you do and how will you channel your emotions? You need the right support system around you to be able to do that. You can't father new things trying to keep old ways. You're trying to develop a new culture. You're trying to develop a new person inside and out. But a lot of people are trying to bring the backpack and baggage and luggage of the old them into the new stratosphere. It's not going to work. You gotta leave some things behind there. You got to set boundaries, and you've got to say no. You've got to be tired. You've got to put your foot down. You've got to say, I am sick of this. I am sick of saying that I'm sick. So unless you start addressing your environment, you're always going to struggle. You're always going to run into the same issues repeatedly. They're going to come back. So what I want to do is I want to encourage you to start with improving your environment in your immediate circle. Start there. We're not even going to talk about recruiting people. We're talking about creating better where we are. Some people can improve their situation by simply improving what they already have. You don't need to ask for anything outside of that yet until you can improve what you look at and what you read and what you speak to and who you let around you every single day. Improve that first. Start there. That's going to require you to have some conversations with some people who you love, and it might be uncomfortable, but that's a clear sign. Once you start those hard conversations and you confront those things and you start feeling uncomfortable, that's a great sign that you've already taken the first step. You've already taken the first action step in your development and your growth, because now you're not running anymore. You're confronting the hard things to make life easier. That's how we get better. Doing hard things, easier life. So that's the first thing you've got to do. You've got to address who's around you. Let them know, hey, I'm taking this initial step forward. I need your support. It's also going to allow you to learn who you have around you and who is realistic for the next chapter in your life. You might get some people who give you some feedback that you might not want to hear. You might get some people who think that you are, you're too bad. You think you're too good for us. You might see some jealousy. You might see some people surprisingly say, hey, you know what? Let me join you. You won't know though until you speak up and start setting boundaries. You never know what becomes from setting boundaries. And when it comes to this thing that we're trying to accomplish, this thing that you're trying to get to, it's not getting to something. It's not getting something back. It's becoming. So I want you to start, one, with your environment. Number two, go out and meet people. Talk to people at your gym. If you have a gym, hey, you want to go do some walks with me? You want to go do let's do some cardio together. This is called inheriting teammates, because you're going to need some help in this. So address your immediate circle and environment, number one, and then recruit some people, talk to some people. Don't be afraid to meet new people, because in the process of a new you, you're going to attract new things and new people.